The Nature of Personal Reality, a Seth book by Jane Roberts, read by Martin John, final chapter, part 1, chapter 9. Session 638, February 7, 1973, 9:09 p.m., Wednesday. Good evening. Give us a moment for dictation. I can see that my analogy comparing the soul to an organ within a multidimensional psychic structure of the entity is confusing you. We'll clear it up by comparing the same properties, changing the word soul to read oversoul. As mentioned earlier, and simply following the analogy, each self has its own soul within the oversoul, and the oversoul is itself a part of the entity's multidimensional structure. The earlier statement makes perfect sense to me, for each self would call that portion of its greater reality within the whole unit its own soul. Now, does that explanation clear up the matter for you? If it does for you, then it also will for the reader. All of this material, I understand, is complicated. It is also difficult to explain. It becomes highly pertinent, however, in many instances of your lives and affects your daily being and experience. I gave the information in this chapter purposely when I did, knowing that our visitor from the psychiatric clinic would be here. I want to discuss the state of grace in some detail and in different ways throughout this book. The young man who came here described in some detail the way in which LSD is used in therapy work with patients. The psychologist hoped to bring about a cure for various emotional difficulties to literally introduce a state of grace, period. The material that I have just given you is necessary for any understanding of the ways in which massive doses of LSD can affect the individual. Here we are dealing with an artificial and forced method of, hopefully, bringing about physical, psychic, and spiritual illumination. Such enlightenment is supposed to lead to better health, self-knowledge, and provide an inner state of peace. Through such therapy, conscience is to be encountered and conquered once and for all. Conscience. I'm speaking clearly enough. Am I? It is believed that the self must shed its ego and die symbolically in order that the inner self can be free. A discussion involving LSD, conscience, the death and birth of the self, mental health, and spiritual illumination may not seem applicable to those of you who have not taken drugs. But all of you do hope for illumination, greater vitality and understanding in one way or another, and wonder what methods might help you achieve these ends. Much of this book will be devoted to various techniques that will help you change your own reality for the better. The next chapter will, actually, deal with a further discussion of some subjects that have been mentioned in this one. How aware can you be, as an individual, of your own greater reality? Can you use such knowledge beneficially to improve your daily life? If you're in a serious difficulty, can LSD, with therapy, help you? Can a chemical open up the doorways to the soul? End chapter. Peace, light, and love. Aloha.